Well, I'm sure many of you have been watching all of these interviews with the artists who are going to be part of Saturday's Art in the Park at Shannon Valley Park. You've probably all gotten your mailers. I am here not with an artist, but with one of the sponsors. I'm here with Rob Harken with the Harken Law Firm. Rob, you've sponsored a lot of the neighborhood activities that are going on. What's one of the key reasons you like sponsoring so many community events?
Well, I think two reasons really stand out. One is I live right across the street from the park, so it's really easy for me to get to them.
Yeah, that's right.
And two, my wife and I have, and now my son, and we've been here since 2005.
Okay.
So seeing kind of the evolution of the neighborhood, as new families move in, we definitely got to see this Shannon Valley, as well as Indian Creek and Hunter Point, sort of transition from older original homeowners to a lot of second, even third homeowners that are much younger, and having a 4-year-old is going to be in kindergarten next year. Meeting other families with kids the same age is really important to us. So all those reasons, it's just really the community.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Once your son's in Indian Valley Elementary, you're going to know a whole lot more people. Which
the universe is going to expand.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, as an attorney, how can our neighbors know? How do they know when they need an attorney?
Yeah, I think a lot of times what will happen is you'll be sitting at the dinner table with some family or friends or out dinner, bar, wherever you may be, and just you'll hear somebody that hopefully not too much of a horror story, but they'll give you an example of something that happened in their life or their neighbor or family or friend, and they'll just like, this was what happened. You're like, oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, like for example, mom and dad passed away, they didn't have a will, or we couldn't find the will, or mom and dad just got up there in age and needed some help. So how do we set up a guardianship or somebody to manage their money? Or they may own a business and have a client that doesn't pay, or maybe get in an accident and don't know what their rights are with their own insurance company, with the other person's insurance company, with the other driver. And I think the other thing really is just kind of that gut instinct. Like, something happened, I'm sensing something, just doesn't seem right. There's some sort of injustice that I feel has happened. There's something I can do, or something my friend or mom or sister should do. Give an attorney a call, and you just never know.
And so if they feel some injustice has happened to them, or they have questions, I mean, what's your process? Do you want them to call you? Do they call you and then you set an appointment and you sit down? How's that
either
work?
Two ways. Yeah. Send me an email if you have my email. Pretty easy, robert@harkenlaw.com, or just give me a call and say, hey, let's set up a 10-minute conversation. Give me a quick rundown. And from there, we'll just kind of unfold what's going on and see if there really is something that needs to be done. And then if there is, it's something I can handle. And if it's not, I've been practicing for 20 years, so I know a number of different attorneys, some that specialize in very specific things. I can certainly give that, whoever gives me a call, a name and a number to reach out to somebody to make sure that whatever legal needs that you have, they can be met.
Sure. Now, I appreciate you saying that, where, hey, if I can't help you, I know somebody who does, which is good. So are there some types of law that you specialize in, or that you find you're doing a lot of work in right now?
Right now, both from an individual and a business point of view, for individuals, I do a lot of estate planning. Nothing overly complex, mostly just trying to set up a will or trust, just so most people can get that taken care of and sort of have that ease of mind knowing that that's done. I think a lot of people always kind of have that, I need to get this done. I need to get this done. I need to get this done. It always kind of that little voice in the back of the head. And then, they contact me, we can set up a time, and it doesn't take too much time, and we can figure out what plan is, and then it's done. And you don't have to think about it, hopefully for many years, and move on. And then from a business standpoint, I've helped many businesses simply start drafting an article of organization or shareholders agreement and help them get incorporated, drafting their initial contracts with clients, customers, reviewing contracts that are provided to them for them to sign so they know what rights and obligations they'll have. I think the advantage of contacting an attorney, I know it can be a little daunting because it's going to, you got to pay money to do it.
Yep.
But, having litigated various cases for 20 years, kind of can see in a contract what might consequences happen if certain things happen and this provision comes into play. Just simple example is, does your contract or the contract that you sign have like an attorney's fee provision where the prevailing party would have to pay the other side attorney's fees? That can be certainly a factor to decide whether or not you fight in court and incur those costs. There could be arbitration provisions, and then just, when a condition has to be met in order for you to either get out of the contract or receive money, all those kind of things, just kind of laying out in the forefront so you can plan ahead and know, like I said, what your rights and obligations are going forward, because you might have a sense of forewarning on whether or not you enter the contract, or if you are in the contract, what's going to happen if variable X or variable Y occurs.
No, definitely. And I know, we're part of the neighborhood networking breakfast that meets once a month, and there's a lot of business owners in there, and they're like, hey, I'm just a specialist at running this business, and man, sometimes things happen. It's like, I don't know what to do there. So I'm glad that you've been able to connect with a number of the business owners in the neighborhood with your expertise on that. So, well, is there any information or anything you'd like to share with the folks in the neighborhood that might be watching this video today?
Just reiterate that if you have a legal question, I don't care how you may think it's just simple, small, give me a call. If it's super complex, give me a call.
Sure.
I really, one of the things I enjoy since opening my own firm back in 2017 is just being able to connect on that one-to-one basis to either help the individual or help the individual in their business. A lot of times what people don't understand is, these businesses, I have one client now where they said, if this case goes bad, my business folds. I can't afford for this to go bad. Yeah. And so I'm there to say, okay, how can I end this case quickly? What are some strategies that I can employ? A lot of times it's using my experience, using my knowledge, because there's many times I'll come across an attorney I know either by reputation or know just because I've come across them. So I know how to present an argument or a fact or something to that attorney saying, look, it's kind of the bird in the hand worth two in the bush scenario. We really need to focus on the bird in the hand here and convince that other side to let's do that. And while it may kind of hurt in the short term, it's best for everybody in the long term. And it's those kind of things, just that risk assessment that I can provide a lot of people if something worse should happen. And then also, obviously, to try to prepare and avoid the worst from happening at the get-go.
Excellent. Well, I assume you're going to be down at Art in the Park Walk. You're not going to be displaying any art because you're not an artist. But if you're down there and people, I'd encourage them to stop you if they have any questions or just to shake your hand. And I'll have all of your contact information below where they can reach out to you. And is there a preferred way that you like to be communicated with?
Well, as far as the Art in the Park, I'm pretty easy to spot. I'm 6'4" with red hair, so I'll stand out among everybody. So just if you want to stop me, say, hey, can you talk now if it's a quick question, or hey, can we set up a time? I'll give you a card, and you just, like I said, give me a call or shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to talk.
Wonderful. That'd be great. Well, I will see you on Saturday, and I appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rob.
All right, bye.
You stayed all the way to the end. Watch these videos right here to learn more about things going on in Overland Park and Kansas City.